time. Like what I usually do is I stick to a build until I get it down pretty easily,
Uh,
and then I'll take another one, then I'll do that again, and then I'll take another one and do that again, and then if I play someone a couple of games in a row, I'll try to mix it up and do something different.
mhm.
So you know it they don't always see the same thing from me. And also, if I get in a best of three or in a best of five in a tournament, I have like different builds. It's not, it's good, it's fun to win, and it's good to always win with the same thing. Well, I mean,
Mhm.
it feels good, but it's not good like, 'cause you're a one-trick pony and all that stuff. It's not efficient.
Yeah. And especially when you're playing with really good players, they can adjust to that, right?
Yep,
Yeah. Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Especially
I,
on stream all the time. Like, I don't know it, but there's probably some people that watch me and try to snipe me because they just want to beat me off for the fun of it. And if they've seen me do this build like 10 times in a row and keep doing it, then it's gonna be easy to hard counter me.
yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff you have to take into factor, especially when you start streaming. Give me 1 second. So, sorry about that. What I want to do now is I want to take a couple questions from this chat. If anybody wants to ask a question or anything like that, go on my Twitter account, or I can try to look at them in the stream chat. So, anybody have any questions for desRow right now? They're typing.
Okay.
Let me check the Twitter account. They're talking about, but don't be racist. I don't know. Okay. This is from I am so bad 95. What do you think about the new Protoss units in Heart of the Swarm?
Well, to I am so bad 95. I'm really disappointed you didn't watch my VODs because I covered all of that. But I think they're pretty good. Some I like, some I don't. But in the end, they need to keep the game fresh, and they're definitely doing that very well.
Mm-hmm. I see. All right. So I am so bad. You gotta stay on that. You gotta make sure you're watching. He's already answered that.
Yeah. Well,
Any Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
some people are new to the stream every day, so I don't blame them.
Well, he should have been watching. No excuses. That's how you do it. I'm just joking, you guys. Relax. All right. How did you? Okay, this is from JT Killzo. How did you choose the name desRow?
I played like DDR.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a keyboard version on the computer called Step Mania, and
Mm-hmm.
there was a Japanese rock band called desRow, and I picked the name from there.
Oh, you picked it from their band?
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Any other questions, people? I mean, you'd think they'd be asking a whole bunch of questions. I mean,
yeah. There's one about 111. There's one about uh, trying other races. Do you want me to pick them or?
oh yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's just hard for me to see because the chat's constantly you know, uh,
hmm
refreshing. What do you? This is from pre-roll 420. What you feel is the best strategy versus Terran going 111?
It's one gate FE, and you'll have better econ, and with 5 gate, one robo, you pump out a lot of units, and you cut probes around 40. You pump out a lot of units, and you should be able to have enough to beat them. But you also have to be careful because there's a lot of different type of 111. There's some with Banshee drop. There's some uh, Alien drop. There's some with Banshee harass. So you have to adjust, and every time you lose, you have to look at the replay and try to figure out what kind of version it was and what you could do better to beat it next time.
I mean, if I'm not seeing your question or if I'm not asking it, go to my Twitter account and post it there. It'll be a lot easier for me to see it. Um, because this is just constantly moving and I'm trying to see all the questions. Um, okay, this is from Dragon Friend. Dear Destro, can you explain the process of one gate Fast Expand versus Terran, and can you tell what the timings are?
Uh, yeah, it's a build I kind of wing. Like I don't know like the exact timings, but what I do is I make two gas, I make one gate, I chrono out Stalker, and then I chrono Warp Gate Research until I have no more chrono. So like until it's done. And
Mm-hmm.
I cut probes at 23, I expand on 23, then I get a sentry, then I get another probe, then I get a pylon, and then 26, 26, I try to add my gates and cut some probes. And I add a robo. If I scouted the no gas, so they're gonna like expand without gas, then instead of adding two more gates right away, I'll do one gate, one robo, then add two more gates, so I can scout easier and prevent dying to ghost all in and well ghost timing off two base and yeah, basically it's a good build, but it can be hard against like three racks or two racks. You need really good micro, and every time you try to build, if you fail, just keep doing it because all you have to do is look at the replay and figure out what you sucked at, and if it's a micro part, then just keep trying, and if you never get it right, then move to another build. But it's a good build in general.
Mm-hmm. I see. Now, how important is on out of 100 is reviewing replays?
Well, if you're below masters, you should only play like a lot. Just play a ton. Doesn't matter what you do, just play a ton. But
Mm-hmm.
once you're fast enough and your mechanics are good enough, then you need to learn watch your replays and learn from your mistakes and try to write down timings and take notes and try to remember all of that and always analyze your losses and try to not repeat the same mistakes. StarCraft 2 is a game of mistakes. If you have really good memory, you don't need to write them down. But even
Mm-hmm.
writing them down can help. And if you have bad memory, it's a must, like
Mm-hmm.
me.
I see. I see. Apparently, I got yelled at for skipping someone. Ropestar84. He said, "Can you tell us why did you pick StarCraft 2 and not some other game to go pro?"
I tried Dota, but team games are really annoying because you're old back by the social part of it. You're old back because, not everyone wants to be a pro gamer or think like I need to do this full time and blah blah blah. And any other like 1v1 game, I'm not into shooters and fighting games. I'm not into it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So it's just RTS games. It's just where you want to be.
yeah, it's more fun
Yeah.
for me.
Uh, yeah, I like RTS games. I mean, shooting games are cool, but I mean, you really get a challenge out of, strategy games. It's
Mm.
always been, where I really like to play as well. Um, Here's from Al Capone from SC2. When you PVZ and you get a fast third and they get a fast third, how do you react?
Well, you have to do a timing attack, or you have to do DTs, or you have to surprise them with Stargate. Basically, that's why I'm getting frustrated at PVZ lately. Is because when they take a fast turn, you always have to do something gimmicky, either a stupid timing push, or you have to surprise them with DTs, or surprise them with Stargate. Like it's really hard to be like, okay, well you take a fast turn, I'll take a fast turn, and yeah, because yeah, it's just hard to just go macro without having to hurt them. So
I see what you're saying. All right, so I think that's enough questions for now. We will be asking more viewer questions later in the interview. Right now, do you want to go over that those replays that you sent me?
yeah, sure.
Awesome. You guys as well, what you can do, it's really hard for me to, sort through all your questions. Follow me on Twitter at pstarcraft29. It's all one word. And you guys can post on my Twitter, and that way I could just ask your questions. It'll be a lot faster if you guys do that. So we're going to get to these replays that desRow sent me, and I'm going to load them up right now.
Yeah, go for Shakura's PvP.
PVZ?
PvP.
Oh, PvP. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Now, awesome, awesome, awesome. I love seeing pro replays.
Yeah. Well, this game was kind of weird, but it's a good example of what to do with the because PvP has changed a lot and you can expand now. Although it takes some experience and some good micro, but it's
Hmm.
definitely doable. And I almost messed it up that game if I remember correctly, because it's sometimes it's hard to have good micro, but yeah, when you're under pressure, it's easy to fail. So let me know when you're ready at a 0-0. Um,
Okay.
and
Me
we'll
too.
we'll put it at times two,
Okay. Well, okay. No problem. Let's see.
and then I'll tell you to pause at some point.
Okay. It's first ALEJ.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. It's starting up right now. Do, 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 do. So have you ever played with this person before prior to this
Oh
match?
yeah, he was on VVV. We and I was on VVV for a very short time, but yeah, I know the guy. He's nice.
Oh.
He's not like he doesn't practice a lot, and he's not that known, but it's pretty good.
Okay, I'm on 0-0.
Times two.
Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Got it.
So so yeah, what I've been doing lately in PVZ is
Mm,
in PvP, sorry, is I've been doing a 3 gate pressure build, and
mm-hmm.
what that allows me to do is to out micro my opponent and get a little bit ahead. Because you know if you kill some units and you don't lose some, you gain an EV. And you probably know what an EV is since you play poker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And with that EV, I expand, and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes where you can't do the build I'm about to do, and it's when they make a second quick gate to get out 3 stalkers right away. It's
Mm-hmm.
impossible to do any kind of damage because they can just run with the stalkers and kite yours out, and then you're down a stalker, which makes it impossible. So if I scout a quick second gate, I just end up rushing to a robo or something else and just not attacking. Scout him
Mm-hmm.
right
I see.
now, and I see he has a lot of chrono, which makes me wonder like what else is he doing. And
Yeah.
what I do with the build too is I get a gas, so if they scout me, they don't always expect that pressure, which is pretty good. And I
Mm-hmm.
chrono my first stalker, and yeah, so I go like Zod, Stalker, Stalker, then I add 2 more gates. Then I make a pawn on my ramp so I can see if a probe try to get in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I see.
like right now, you see I'm fighting in the middle of the map. And
Yeah.
I didn't kill his stalker. Oh yeah, he wanted to forgate me. Or no, he wanted to do the same build as me, but he had more chrono than me. So I thought, okay, this guy might want to forgate. Oh yeah, I almost failed that game. Oh yeah, that was yeah, okay. So it's gonna be interesting.
It's all starting to come back.
Yeah, but yeah.
Now, oh yeah, he has a lot of stalker. He has like oh he has two more stalkers than you, but then you quickly warp in three more. So,
Yep.
what is your main thing right now? I mean, just to get rid of these stalkers,
Well,
or to knock out that pylon?
well, did you pause? Are you at times at faster speed?
Yeah, I'm.
Okay, I was at faster times too. Okay, come catch up to me at 7:30.
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Because what happened in the fight is basically I thought it was going to be a 4 gate, so I added a 4 gate, but he wasn't able to trade units with me efficiently
Mm-hmm.
because he gave me like too much time, and based off that, I had an EV of like 700 resources, so I expanded. The
I
unit
see.
loss tab is a really good tool when you're looking at a replay too.
Uh-huh. All right, I'm at 7:30. I'm
Okay,
at times two as well,
okay,
so
three,
I'm up.
2, 1, go. So yeah,
All right.
at that point, I just need to make sure he's not taking an expansion. because if he is and I don't chrono my probes, I'll get really behind. So I
Mm-hmm.
just keep a stalker there. Then I'm gonna move back with my units eventually, I think. But yeah, at that point, he wants to go Blink with an Ob, which is really popular nowadays. And I'm gonna get. I'm not gonna. Well, I'm getting Blink, but not with the knobs. I'm just gonna, make immortals and have blink. It's really important to have blink if you're gonna defend or immortals. You can do one or the other, or you can do both if you're really ahead, like I was. But
Mm-hmm.
it's really dangerous to go for Robo because if they go Phoenixes, then it's really like stupid and it's really hard to defend. And
Yeah.
at that point, as you can see, I'm not making that many probes. Stopping at
Mm-hmm.
34 since I knew it was going to be an all-in.
Yeah.
And usually a good number is like 34 to stop. I mean 30, like 8 at the natural and then 16 in the main plus the gases.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
yeah,
see.
like I was saying earlier, like I totally sucked at micro. Cause yeah, I think what I should do is like put everything in old position and then double click the sentries and try to force shield. Cause I've been having just a little bit of trouble lately with
Mm-hmm.
that. So I think that's what I'm gonna start doing. It's good to always question your every move so you can adjust and try to do things in a better way or a different way.
Definitely, and also to be realistic with yourself.
hmm
You know,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. It's
Mm-hmm.
important to let yourself know that you suck because if
Yeah.
you think you're good, then you're never gonna improve.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I've come to terms with that already.
yeah, no, but
I've already come to
even
terms.
even I suck, so that's fine.
Well, I would rather suck like you than suck like me.
That's a pretty good point.
Yeah, I mean, I've already come to terms with it, but I don't really ladder that much, so
hmm
because I'm just constantly practicing custom games, things like that. So, I mean, excellent game. I think I actually saw you playing this game on your stream one day.
Yeah, that might be possible.
Yeah, yeah,
Wasn't
I
too
think I
far.
saw this game and I thought it was a really good game when I saw it. So, excellent, excellent game.
hmm
Let's see if we can get some questions from people after seeing that replay. Maybe they'll have some questions for you. They've probably been buzzing. All right. Any questions so far on these that replay that we just saw? Any chat questions? How do you? Okay, this is from Al Capone from SC2. How do you know you could expand?
Because we had a fight and he didn't trade units with me. I killed a bunch of stuff. Like he didn't have a good trade with me, so I knew I was ahead. Like I showed in the replay, I had 600. He I had 200 resources lost, and he had 900. So well, that 900 isn't only minerals because I killed stalkers, but I knew like I had an EV and I could expand behind it.
Hmm. That's a very good point.
Yep.
Very good point. All right. Any other questions for desRow right now? This is your guys' chance. You're in the spotlight. You get me to ask your question for him. You know what I'm saying? And then he gets to answer it. Come on, who doesn't like that? Come on now. Ask your questions, put it on Twitter, put it on the chat. I'll look for it. Doesn't matter. Just ask it and he'll answer. Come on now.
Yeah, well, they're always fed. Like, I always let them ask me questions every day for 10 minutes. So,
Oh, so so they're like, "Oh, we already asked him."
yep.
All right, here's one for Martin 500 Martin. It says, "Dear Destro, is it hard to get everything around IRL with the strict money budget?" I mean,
Well, even if I go to Korea, it won't be. But I live at home right now, so I can just stack up money and laugh. But
yeah, just
w-
like me.
yeah. But once I'll be in Korea, like it's gonna cost me around like 300 to live like food and rent, because if when you go to a pro house, it's like
Mhm.
you're living in a not like an enormous place, but living in a place with like 10 other people. So the costs like divided by 10 is not
Mhm.
that much.
Yeah, it
So,
really isn't. It really
but
isn't that much.
yeah, I'm gonna take a big hole in my bankroll for the plane ticket, but hopefully I'll be able to make it back with trying with streaming revenues and coaching while I'm over there. So just like I'm doing
Mhm.
here, I'm making money, but hopefully I'll still be able to make money over there. So it'll be a nice
Mhm.
experience.
Definitely. To go to another country and do what you like to do.
Hmm.
That's a once in a lifetime opportunity and
Yep.
experience, is amazing. I actually have a friend who moved to Thailand to play poker professionally. So, you know, uh,
Why Thailand?
because it's really cheap, extremely cheap. A lot of poker players are streaming to Thailand and those Asian countries because it's really cheap to live there.
Mm,
So
that's
I don't
nice.
know.
They're
I don't know
already
why.
making so much money and they're so cheap.
Yeah, yeah. He's just been having a lot of problems out there. So,
Hmm.
uh, yeah. I mean, it's cool as long as you play. I mean, I guess if you want to choose Thailand, I mean, maybe I would have went to like Canada or something. I wouldn't have went
Oh
over to
yeah,
Thailand.
because of the US. Yeah, makes
Yeah,
sense.
we can't play out here anymore, so it kind of sucks. Um, where was that question? I just saw it. Damn it. All right, whoever posted a question posted. Oh no, never mind. I am so bad. 95. Do you have a favorite Protoss player?
Uh, yeah. Well, I have a few, but the one that rises above the top is Huck, and after that it's like Sase, Hero, with Todd.
Mm-hmm. All good players, very good players. The Jub 93. What is up with these names, people? How can you develop your game sense so you know if you're ahead or not?
Uh, well, you okay? So like the easiest example, you win a big battle and he leaves with few units, then you know you're ahead. Like if
Mm-hmm.
nothing happens, it's pretty hard to know you're ahead. Uh, if
Yeah.
uh, if you win a battle or if he wins one, then like he's ahead or you're ahead. And if you win a battle but it's not that large, then just maybe add a second forge instead of an expansion. So,
Mm-hmm. I see. Here's one from Squad 489. Dear Destro, why should I not be too defensive in the early game? Build some cannons, buy time to do a void raid push or a carrier push.
oh god. Because it's easy to see someone startling and then they're just gonna out expend you. But that depends of your league. Like whatever floats your boat. If you're having fun, that's what matters.
Yeah, that really is what matters. I mean, the lower leagues, I mean, I think you just do whatever.
Mm, yep,
uh,
it's freestyle.
I do. So um, here's one from All Game No Hype. He
Mm.
says, "Hey Destro, do you suggest one gate fast expand in lower leagues? Because I've been having a lot of trouble with it."
Um, yeah, I suggest it because it's gonna force you to micro. Like, let's say your opponent doesn't see one gate FE, then he's not gonna try to attack you. He doesn't try to attack you. It doesn't improve your micro. You gotta fall to get back up, and you gotta fail to get better. Like if you're always winning, you're not gonna learn anything. If you lose, it means like you're being challenged and there's things to fix. And just doing one gate FE and trying to micro better your stalker, your sentry, your zealot, that will help. And if you don't one gate FE, they're never gonna attack you. Before I would say try to four gate, but 4 gates uh, can be easy to beat. But if you still want to try to 4 gate and PvP to help your micro and then just do something more safe PvT, then go for it. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, and if you just don't want to learn and you just want to have fun and not do something too complicated, you don't have to one gate FE. But one gate FE is really good against 1-on-1, and it's really good to get better. So.
Mm-hmm. I see. Now, I personally have a question for you.
Mhm.
If you could change anything about StarCraft 2, what would it be?
Uh,
I mean, just anything that you would change.
I'd make map bigger, like well, I actually I'm not sure about this, but it's just PVZ right now. When they get a quick third, you have to do something stupid, and like I feel like PVZ Protoss isn't rewarded for being good. It's rewarded for being gimmicky and hiding your strategy and surprising the opponent. Like you either have like to hide your DT shrine and do DTs and then he's not ready, or do Stargate and he's not ready, or do like a timing push and he's not ready. It's never something you're not like. I wish Protoss would be rewarded for playing good against Zerg, but we can only be rewarded for doing something gimmicky. So like I can understand Zergs get angry at Protoss when we win, but we don't have much options right now. That's the
Hmm.
way I see it.
Hmm. Wow, I see what you're saying. Um, uh, Question: who do you think is the best StarCraft 2 player right now, and why?
It's a tough question.
It is. There's so many good players out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, because UG just won MLG, but then Hydra just won two tournaments.
Hmm.
IEM China, and then that Asus won, and then Stefano just won two of those. And then, well, the Koreans are always good, but they haven't won those tournaments, so I don't, I really don't know. It's not like I care too. Like,
Yeah, of
you
course.
know,
I mean,
I
other than yourself, who's the
yeah
best player? You know,
yeah.
that's what
Well,
I always say. Well, other than me, I think this guy is really good.
I think Ugg deserves to be the best player, although he might not be, just because there's a lot of other good players. But I feel like he's one of the most dedicated players, so he deserves to be the best, in my opinion.
Hmm.
But yeah,
That's
like
a very hard question.
well, no, but the thing is, I don't watch other tournaments. I don't care unless like a Protoss wins. I'll watch the VODs, and if there's something interesting, I'll go pick it up because well, in my position, like I know they're nice to watch, and I've enjoyed watching a few MLGs with friends, but
Mhm.
like it's a waste of time. Like I rather like pick a few VODs and try to learn some builds than spend like 8 hours for a day watching a tournament. So.
Yeah, yeah, I completely understand that. You're just trying to get better.
Mhm.
You want people watching you, not the other way around.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. All right, so let's get a little bit into the hate. I've been wanting to ask this. I've been waiting ever since I put the thread up that I was interviewing you. I mean, and with the TLO show match, it's been a lot of
Did
hate
you
coming
go
at
say
you.
we were live, by the way? I think that'd
Huh?
be good to go
Huh?
mention in the thread that we were gonna go live.
Oh, I let everybody know when we were going live, but I'll mention it again.
Oh, okay, yeah, you bumped the thread. That was my question.
Oh yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Um I updated it and everything like that. So I want to talk about the hate a little bit because I mean it was amazing how much hate you got after playing TLO. And how do you feel about that? Like how do you feel about people uh saying you cheesed them and blah 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 and all this other stuff? I mean, how do you feel about that?
Well, haters gonna hate, and people need something to talk about. Otherwise, it's boring. So I don't mind it. I didn't. I cheese one game, and he's done a lot of like one base. Well, he did like one base play, and then he played well, but no, I really don't care. Like I did my best, and some games were close, and
Hmm.
some games it wasn't enough, and one game I choked, which was like the fifth one. But other than
Hmm.
that, like people need something to talk about, and most of the time they rather get angry on the computer than get angry in real life, and I'm the one paying for it.
That
But
is that
yeah.
is very true. I mean, I just never seen that before.
Hmm.
Uh, Someone who was obviously streaming all the time and working hard in the game in Grandmaster League. and just be hated on so much. I mean, it's ridiculous. I was like, wow, this is sad
Well,
because I was watching the stream and they were just killing you in the chat. I was like, you guys are really?
yeah, well, it's easy to fuck up first impression, and I was pretty angry and not very nice to my viewers like a couple months ago. Well, it was
Mhm.
not like not being very nice, but someone would say something stupid and I'd get mad. Just because I was always mad, but I've changed my attitude. But like I was saying, it's easy to fuck up the first impression, and once you fuck it up, it's like people like never gonna change. They're always gonna remind have in mind the first impression they had of you, and then some people have really nothing to do with their lives, and so when they had that first impression, they're gonna be like, ah, let's burn him, ah! And they're just always
Yeah.
gonna hate. So
Yeah, it's just always gonna happen. That's why, people in the thread were saying that I was gonna get a lot of flack for backing you up, but I was like, so what?
yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, no, but
You
those
know?
people are wrong. Like, even like you're not the first one to interview me, but
Hmm.
like they just had nothing to do that day and they were trying to scare you. Because I was on a podcast like I think it was like 2 3 weeks ago, if not a month. And I have another interview this week after yours, and like just people like just wanted to scare you since you obviously are starting, but I don't think people
Oh
will
yeah.
do that.
Yeah, and personally I just told them, I don't care.
Hmm.
Hate me. I like being hated. That's good for me.
Yeah,
If people, if everyone in the world hated me, that'd be awesome. You
yeah,
know.
more attention.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Uh, in the Pocket Journal series thread,
Hmm.
people accuse you of stream cheating in Control.
Yeah.
Do you want to address that at all?
Well, Deezer has been stream cheating for so long that people have stopped realizing what's the difference between stream cheating and stream sniping.
Hmm.
Stream sniping is actually a challenge because it's really hard to match someone and snipe them, but I sniped him. Like, I took an hour of my time, I was watching his stream, and every new game he was queuing up was trying to match him. And,
To actually play them.
yeah, and,
Yeah.
like, the moment, like, I hear my game going, beep, beep, I'd actually pause a stream, and I have to because I have I have a download bandwidth with my
Uh-huh.
internet. So and to not have delay on the stream, you need to watch like 1080p, and I have a download bandwidth. I have a download bandwidth cap on my internet
Hmm.
because I live in Canada and it's shitty, and I have a bandwidth cap, so I can't afford to let a stream go on. So every time I hear my game, I'd pause his, and because if I'm too close to the cap, then I can't stream and can't make money. But I
Hmm.
just pause the stream and I'd go see if it was him, and if it was him, I was happy. And one game I got him. That's all. But that's not stream cheating. That's stream sniping. It's two different
Yeah, I think
things.
people got it all confused because they were
Yeah.
saying that Stream cheated him, which I don't think. I mean, personally, I don't think you really have to. You're obviously in that league
Mhm.
with the best players. I can see me stream cheating, but even if I stream cheated, I would still lose. It wouldn't matter. You know.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter. So okay, well, anything else you want to say about that to anybody that was saying you were stream cheating and
Well,
cheating
they're
on me?
wrong, and I hopefully they realize the difference because otherwise they're gonna stay ignorant. That's all.
Yeah, it was really crazy. I didn't even respond to what they were saying. I just let
Mhm.
them stew, you know.
Mhm.
Um, Another thing that I noticed in your chat with the TLO match, show match, a lot of people were talking about your weight,
Yeah.
and I don't know what that has to do with your gaming.
Yeah.
I really don't know what that has to do with anything. So do you feel you would play better if you were skinnier?
I think I would play better if I'd exercise. I don't think the weight matters, but exercising is great to relieve stress, and this game is
Hmm.
pretty stressful, so sometimes I get stressed and I have trouble sleeping. But I don't, obviously you want to be healthy, and I think,
Yeah.
if I'd had less weight than I have right now, it'd be better. But in the end, really, like being skinny or being fat doesn't change anything. It's as long as you exercise and you release that stress, then you can play better.
Yeah, it has nothing. It was funny how many people were like, it's like they had nothing else to say but something about your weight, which
Hmm.
has nothing to do with how you play games, like how you play StarCraft. It really doesn't. I don't. I'm skinny
Hmm.
and I can't play, so
Yeah.
so I don't know, you know, what that has to do with anything. I thought it was kind of funny that people were just bringing up whatever.
Yeah,
But yeah,
well, like I told you, like people need something to talk about, and when you're like that day I had like over 1,200 viewers, and
uh-huh.
when you have like more than 1,000 or close to 1,000, your chat turns into a YouTube comments mentality where
Yeah.
people just like try to like go as far as possible and say the stupidest shit they can. It's like a
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah. That is absolutely true. People are just gonna say whatever they're gonna say. You know, just
Hmm.
keep doing your thing. That's pretty much my motto with everything. Just do your thing. Um, I hear people calling you the teddy bear. Do you like that nickname at all?
Yeah, I say that about myself on stream sometimes. Like
Okay, so you do.
when they say like, "Wow, desRow so BM" or something like that, I'm like, "No, no, dude, I'm a teddy bear. Like, I'd give you a hug if I could."
Okay, so you're fine with that. Do you have any problems with any nickname, or do you not care if people what people call you as long as they watch, or
Yeah,
I mean, is there a nickname that you would not like?
well, I don't think so. Like something mean, obviously, I'd ignore it, and if the guy after like 2 weeks keeps saying it, I'd ban him for his sake, not mine.
Hmm. I see what you're saying. What if someone called you like Winnie the Pooh? Would that
I don't know. He's cute, and
would that
he's a
would that
bear.
bother? I mean, would that bother you? I mean, if they were like, you know, is that why we see the top half of your body when you're streaming? I
No, no. But no, honestly, like I don't care. Like I'm here to practice, and I let them talk. Like sometimes I'll read the chat in between games, like and then randomly I'll answer a question or two. But otherwise, I keep it to myself, because unless unless I'm having the webcam on my face and I'm answering a lot of questions, I'm trying to practice, so I can't, in between games I have to think and I have to try to remember all that stuff I learned and things I done bad and try to come up with a plan, like for
hmm
in the future if I had this or I think one of the example yeah, I guess I forgot it, but I should have wrote it down. Something happened earlier and yeah, yeah. I really regret not writing it down because I lost like a lot of games and I lost to that. Oh yeah, there you go. So like yeah, I'll write it down before I forget it. So I played PVT today on Shakuras and he went gasless expansion. Now when they go gasless expansion, they either have the option to go ghost timing or to go marauder into medevac and just not attack or to do 4x and push with Marines. And if you're not ready, it can hurt you a lot. But the guy ended up doing the Marine push, and I lost 2 Zealots for like 6 Marines. So it was like a good trade. But he left my
hmm
base with like 8 Marines. And I was like, well, because like in PvT mid game you have 3 scenarios. You can either go double forge, you can go forge Colossus, or you can go Twilight Forge and Blink first. And I was like, well, I'm not sure what to do. And then I was like, well, I'll try Blink Forge, see what happens. And I got raped. But if they do that 4 racks pressure and he leaves with Marines from now on, I'm gonna do Colossus Forge instead because it's stupid to go try to go Blink try to go Blink Forge because they're gonna have so much ground army with like 1 or 2 medevac that if I don't have Colossus to defend myself, he's gonna keep poking until he kills me. So
hmm
if I read the chat too much and I don't think to myself in between games, those kind of
uh-huh.
scenarios, I can't solve them by myself because it's basically, oh, you play the game, whatever happens, don't care. keep continuing. That's
Yeah.
bad. Like I practiced like that for 6 months, and I was a ladder bot. Sure, I played a lot of games and I played a lot of hours, but that was not efficient practice. That's why sometimes a lot of streamers won't talk in between games or get involved in chat because it's good to practice. So that's why,
Hmm.
like, if I have like over like 300-400 viewers, I'll talk in between. I'll talk during the games, give some commentary, even though it's keyboard cam. But in between
Hmm.
games, I keep it to myself. Try to be like, fuck, what happened? And think to
Yeah.
myself because if you keep talking, 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 you don't have time to think. Like you just try to you think about saying shit that doesn't sound like you try to make sense with your sentence and you don't say really like you don't analyze what you say. You just say stuff.
Hmm. I see what you're saying. It just sometimes it can be a distraction to the changing variables of the game.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of multitasking you have to do. Uh, Trying to stream and this and that and this and that. It's just wow. I don't think I can do it. So, uh, all right. So let's take some questions from the chat. I'm pretty sure they've been waiting. Hey, I want to ask some questions. And all right. So you guys have any questions for desRow so far? Anything that you want to ask it now. Okay, because you won't be able to ask it later. I'm probably not telling the truth, but you will be able to ask it later. But why not ask it now? Why wait? You can post it in the stream chat or you can post it on my Twitter account. One or the other, it doesn't matter. From Sushi515, he says the best way to deal with roachling all ins.
um, it's important to check how many gases they have if you scout with Oscillation. Uh, Check the rushing paths before with hallucination before sending the hallucinated phoenix to their base. If you suspect them going roachling all in off two base, try to get a fort gate on the low ground and have a cannon or two up. One just to be safe, and then two after you scout with hallucination. So if they really go all in, you can see it. Basically, a Zerg that hasn't take all their gases by like 7 or 8 minutes is going all in. Like if they have one or two gas and they're not taking to lair, then you know it's an all-in. Or if they have like three gas and they have lair, but they only have three gas, then it might be an all-in. If they have three base and they only have three gas, then they might do a Ling Roach all-in with like some upgrades. So you really have just to scout and think to yourself like, what do I see? What do I see? I see this, and then try to tell yourself, okay, then he might do this. And if he owns you with something else and you were totally wrong, then look at the replay and be like, okay, next time when I see this, it could be that. So, like you have a mental checklist for yourself. Like, it's easy to ask question, but, in the end, you really have to do the work yourself, kind of like,
Hmm.
like, because if you always rely on someone to give you the answers, then you're never gonna find the answers on your own. And finding the answers on your own is really rewarding too. But anyway, there's
Hmm.
a bunch of questions now, so we can skip. We
Yeah,
can go to another one.
yeah, yeah. Because you could pretty much coach me forever, and that doesn't mean I'm gonna be good.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. You have to put in the work and find some answers on your own.
definitely. Okay, so you can pick which question you want to
Well,
do. I don't know.
no, no, you're good at saying the names. You can go like one
Okay.
by one by
All
one.
right. All right. Narutik. Narutik. I think that's how you say it. Dear
Mhm.
desRow, we are trying to grow esports in South Africa. We only have one league and one monthly tournament. Any advice for us trying to grow SC2?
You need to get streams going. You need to get those leagues and tournaments streamed by decent casters and put it on the calendar on TL. And once you're able to show the stream numbers to the local sponsor, they'll see they'll have like exposure. But like, it's all about marketing and finding the sponsors. Like I'm good at that. Like I like marketing and all, but you have to know like your audience too. Like
Mm-hmm.
if he asks his local sponsors, but all he has is international exposure, then the local sponsors are gonna be like, these people won't order from us, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but if you
Uh,
want to try to get some international sponsor, or if you want to try to get, the branch of like Asus that's in South Africa or whatever, then
mhm,
try to get a stream going and try to do like the real people do. Well, that was wrong. I mean, do like the real like the bigger leagues do.
yeah, with the
Like
bigger leagues,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like that's what they do. They get streams up. It's really professional. They have decent overlays, they get decent casters or good casters, they cast it, and they have like 1,000 or 2,000 viewers. So like
Mhm,
when he says is one monthly tournament, then try to stream and cast that and give it
mhm,
exposure. Like no
and get
one
it
knows
bigger.
about the league, so it's gonna be hard to do good on the international uh, scene. But you gotta
You
you
got
gotta start in the work if you want to build it someday.
yeah, it's a slow process. It's definitely a slow process.
Hmm.
I mean, look at me. I mean, I only have 4 followers on Twitter, so it's a very slow process.
Yep.
Don't feel bad. Take your time. Don't let it get to you. Uh, excellent, excellent answer. From Swirt1, Destro, how much do you earn on your stream? Now, that's going into your pocket. I don't know if you want to answer
Well,
that.
Well, yes. Before I used to be like, people are gonna go nuts if I tell them because they're gonna be like, ah, he doesn't deserve the money. But it depends.
Yeah.
Like, it depends on my mood. Like, I had 1 month where I was depressed in September, and I thought about quitting, and I didn't stream much, so I
Hmm.
only did like 150. But in average, I can do between like 300 and 600. It depends a lot on the viewers. It's easy to know if I'm doing good or bad. Like if you see me at 300 400 viewers, then I need
Hmm.
three commercials to do $2, and I can
Hmm.
do about three commercials in an hour. So that's not good money. But if you
Yeah.
see me at 500 or at 1,000, then like two commercials for $2 and one commercial for $2. So you can estimate it. Like
Hmm.
good days, good days. Like the day with TLO, where I had like over 1,000 for 2 hours, and then I had
Hmm.
between 12 and 600 for an hour and a half against TLO. I made $90. But
Yeah.
those
That's
days
pretty
are
good.
rare. So,
Yeah.
but it's good money. Like I can sustain myself, and that's the one thing I want to go to Korea for. It's cheap to live there, so uh, I'll have like a really sick life experience, and I can afford it with the budget that I have right now. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
I
far
see what
from
you're saying.
Destiny making 70K a year or something.
Yeah, yeah, it's a building process. You got to get your fame up. That's pretty
Mhm.
much what me and my friend would always say. We were playing poker. We got to get our fame up, and you're doing a really good job doing it. I mean, right now, I mean, I think because I'm here, your numbers have gone down a little bit, but
Well,
the
yeah,
people.
people like to watch me play. Like when I coach, I always lose viewers. It's not only you. Don't get down on yourself.
Oh no, I'm not. It's all good. Because people want to see stream. I mean, I'll admit I've left streams before when they start talking too much or when they're playing something else
Yeah,
and
or
it's like,
like when in
yeah,
control takes 10 minutes to read his PM on TL. Those kind of moments are really not
I see.
something you want to remember or live.
I s- I see what you're saying. I'm actually interviewing in control later, so
Oh, well, don't mention that.
I'm
No.
not gonna mention it. I'm not gonna
Okay.
mention it. Trust me, I won't. I promise. Oh, well, we haven't set a date yet. I actually have a couple people I'm gonna be interviewing soon. I actually have Kauai Rice on Friday.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, we got something together, and I got well, I mean, if you guys want to know exactly who I'm you know interviewing and everything, you want to know up to date things, go on Team Liquid and search the Pocket Journal series. It's all on there, all the people that's coming up and things like that. So just a little reminder there. Uh, Here's another question for you. Where did it go? Okay, it says from Ropestar 84. So will you? attend some of the upcoming LAN events anytime soon?
Well, the thing with attending LAN events is when you don't have a team, you have to pay out of pocket, and I don't want to join a team because I could have probably found a team by now to send me to. There's a few teams I was talking with, and I could have been sent to MLG, but in Korea they don't let you in the house unless you join their team. So that's why I haven't joined a team because I really want to go to Korea. So
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather spend 1,000 to send myself to Korea than to spend 1,000 to go to to one MLG that's gonna last 3 days when I know my odds of getting in the pool play or even in the championship bracket are pretty slim since there's so many Koreans and good players. Like there's a lot of good American players, even if you don't hear of them in the open bracket, they're still pretty good. So it's
Yeah.
it's challenging and it's a marathon. Like you play all day and there's a lot of stress and sometimes the referees give you the wrong hour you gotta show up for so you can get DQ'd on day two. There's a lot of
Yeah.
shit, so it's like not worth the trouble or the investment. Like
Mm.
I'm someone that's smart with marketing and promoting myself, and I know it's just not worth it for me because there's not enough exposure. Like yeah, okay, they added two more streams at MLG, so there's like four now, and they covered the open bracket, but that exposure is nothing compared to pool play or championship bracket on Sunday. And
I
even like
see.
players like it was 2 MLG ago, it was O'Reilly, like a Belgian player. He made like top 20 or something. He got like to
Mm-hmm.
the fourth round of the championship bracket, and zero game of his was casted or pulled, TSL pulled. He
Uh-huh.
got to the same thing as O'Reilly. He got like to the fifth round of the championship bracket and the losers, and none of his game were casted by Day9 or Tastosis. So really, like sending yourself to MLG for such a low price pool, and you know you're not gonna win, so you just want
Yeah.
exposure, and
Yeah.
the amount of exposure is limited, so it's really not a good investment for myself. I could
I
find a
see.
team, probably, but still.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. You're trying to I mean, because I'm assuming going to the gamer house would be a lot more beneficial to you in the
Yep.
long term.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that too.
Yeah. I mean, when you're around a whole bunch of people that's playing and, you're all, helping each other, you're going over strategies and things like that. I can only imagine, how good you can become in that period of time,
hmm
you know. On the Twitter, someone finally posted on Twitter. Oh my gosh.
Sick.
Thank God, people. You gotta post on Twitter. That's the whole point, okay? I'm feeling naked over here, all right? There's nothing happening on my page, okay? All right, so this is by Rakia SC. He said, was it, what is the optimal way to defend a 2-Rax from a Terran after a 1-gate expand?
Um, well, you didn't mention if it was two Rex Reactor first. If they have a lot of Marines, you need Stalkers and like one's a lot to tank and good Guardian Shield Force Field. If they have a lot of Marauders, then you need Zealot Sentry and Stalkers are a free meat for him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. Do. Let's take more questions because people are just buzzing with these questions. So, let's see. Okay, this is from Al Capone from SC2. Do you think there is any grandmasters that don't deserve their league? Uh-oh.
Uh, no.
This
No, because in the end, like if you all in, that's because your opponent fucked up, so you deserve the points. But obviously it'd be easy to say those people are all they do is all in, they don't deserve it. But in the end, like Grandmaster does improve a lot of things. Like I like to be Grandmaster, so people don't bug me in chat for it. But in the
Right.
end, Grandmaster doesn't mean much. Like as long as your MMR is good, uh,
Hmm. I see what you're saying. I mean, you don't get to, I'm assuming you don't get to grandmasters just by cheesing every game. All those players
Nah,
should
two
really start
base all in
cheesing.
Roachling by Zerg and only the all ins from Protoss. I don't find them good, but
Oh, okay. So every other race can do a pretty decent all-in
yeah,
except for
yeah, but
Protoss.
I may be biased, but I know
Yeah.
like no, but I'm sure you know, but I know some people that all they do is all in and got to Grandmaster. Like one of the best example is Pride. He used to do like the sickest all in, like 14-minute all in, and it was really hard to defend. But he's starting to play macro now, and guess what? I beat him every game. But yeah, it's okay. Like people work hard even though they're all in, because that's it takes dedication to do the same boring shit every game. But
Yeah, it really does. I mean, I don't know how people do, streaming for, you know, 8 hours.
mhm,
I'll play for like an hour and I'm like, okay, I'm done. My brain
mhm,
hurts. You know,
yeah.
I've lost, I mean, it takes a lot of dedication to be able to do it, is that a question?
What? Which one?
Oh, okay, here we go. It's by Booster MLG. As a Protoss player, I usually never have enough units to kill off a 1-1-1. What advice would you recommend for holding this
Well, it's
off?
good to buy time with force field, like except like Shattered. Every map has like chokes where you can like buy time with like 2, 3 force field, and just chrono out your gates and don't make too many probes and have 5 gate one robo. And if you open 1 gate Effie, you should be good to go.
Mm-hmm. I see. This one's from Galaxy Esports TV. How do I find sponsors for a new team?
Like I think Sir Scoot answered that question like in one of his interview the best. You need funds first, and you need to use those funds to send your players to an MLG, and you gotta hope that they do good. And once they get far in the bracket, you have some argument for a sponsor, and then you can approach sponsor, or you can take the route of trying to recruit a featured streamer on Team Liquid and show those numbers to the sponsor. Hey, this guy got 3 million views in the past year. Uh, I think it'd be good if you guys sponsor us so we can advertise your product.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Exactly. I see what you're saying. Yeah, because a lot of people don't. I mean, even me, I was trying to figure out like how do you, get things together like that. And I'm slowly starting to learn, how to get your name out there and how to get this and how to get that and things like that. So,
Hmm.
I guess a lot of people just don't know where to start. I think
Yeah.
that's the hardest part, getting somewhere to start. All right, got a question. Do you feel that you rage a lot?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
No. Uh,
Yeah.
like it's all about the attitude, I want to,
Mm.
like why spend energy on being angry when all you have to do is accept that you suck and find the mistakes instead of, spending time being angry.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You keep saying, just realize that you suck.
No, no, but like one of the most important thing in life is acceptance. If you don't accept the art part. I accept it. I'm fat. Yeah. What? It doesn't change anything.
It
you tell,
really doesn't.
yeah. If you tell me, it doesn't change anything. But if I don't accept that I suck at StarCraft 2, then I have an ego, and then that ego gets in the way of getting better. So I suck, and at least I know it. So now all I have to do left is to get better. There's no other things. There's no like wasting time trying to defend that I'm good, no wasting time trying like to tell myself that nah, it's okay, you're good, that guy got lucky. No, he didn't get lucky. I didn't double scout. I deserve that loss. You know,
Exactly.
sort
Now,
of stuff.
is there any players that you feel have a too big of an ego?
Oh yeah, like that's gonna make a little bit of controversy, but like definitely in control as an ego. But like I think it's really hard to save someone as an ego or
Uh-huh.
someone just not trying to kill their public image. I think it's really bad if you say out in the open, like, I think I'm really shitty at this game and I suck at this matchup, this matchup, this matchup. Like, I say it, but like I think it's important for in control to not say it because then he loses value with his coaching rate and what people think of him. Even though
Hmm.
everyone knows that he hasn't done that much lately, but I don't, I'm not bashing on in control. All I'm saying is, I think some people say openly, overvalue themselves openly, but also I
Yeah.
don't blame them because they have an image to to protect, like that's something
Mhm.
like I admire and control a lot when it comes down to promoting and like he worked hard for where he is and the public image that he has, but there's always luck in that, but you can't blame the person for the luck. Like you get lucky with state of the game, and you could say he got lucky for the WCG Ultimate Gamer because he was picked out of a lot of submissions. But
Mhm.
all in all, he worked hard for it, and it's the same thing for me. A lot of people say I don't deserve what I have. A lot of people say that I got lucky, and I agree with those people. I
Mhm.
got featured, and that was kind of lucky because there's a lot of better players than me. But I work hard for it, and I provide quality content, and like I think in the past 8 months that I've been streaming, I took like maybe like 3 or 4 weeks of vacation, but that's like a day here, a day there. Like it's never been like, well, except in September, it's never been like a full week of break. Like it's always a day there or day there, or sometimes 2 days in a row, but that's really rare. And I clock in a lot of times, so I deserve what I have.
Mhm. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I completely understand that. I mean, where everybody to get to where you need to be, uh, there is luck involved.
Hmm.
There's luck involved in everything. The fact that I was able to drive to the store and come back, that was lucky because I could die on that way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You got to get lucky sometimes. I mean, you got to be at the right place at the right time to get certain things. I mean, if you look at the most successful people in the world, they got lucky. Some point in their life, they got lucky. Look at Bill Gates, he was at the right place at the right time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I mean, saying, oh, he got lucky. Well, you got to sometimes. You got to get
Yeah.
lucky. Uh, good answer. If uh, if you could absorb one specific skill from any player, what skill would you absorb, and who would it be from?
Huck and no, but really, like I watch Huck, and sometimes he's down, like in resources, like you just know it, like he's down a base or whatever. So at the end of the day, at the end of the game, his score screen will be disgusting. Like he'll be out resourced by like 5 or 10K, and with his micro, he still managed to come back. So like I don't I like I don't want to say I want to steal his micro because that's too obvious, but like just his determination to never quit, and it's something I've took in my games, like before, let's say before, like my X-Men would get sniped, then like
Mhm.
I'd take like 5 seconds or ten
Mhm.
seconds, or I'd wait after the fight and be like, well, this is shitty. Let me rebuild it. Huck, he gets snipes, he take a probe right away, and he rebuilds it in the face of the guy. Like he never gives up. Like he's
Yeah.
always ready to come back, and that's something like I've started doing. And like just the fact that you show your opponent that you're not panicking, even though you just lost your shit, like
Yeah.
that shows like I don't know, that's scary. Like I like that.
That you just did so much damage to him, and
Yeah,
he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna just remake it, and there's
yeah.
nothing you can do about it, type of thing. Yeah, Hug is a very good player, really good player. I watched a lot of his games, and if I was gonna steal something, if I was a Protoss player, Hug would be one of them,
Mhm.
definitely. If I could absorb, you know, do the power taking ability. I don't know who takes powers like that, but if I could just like, Rogue or something take his power, I would do that. I would
Mhm.
definitely do that. Do you feel that BM in the SC2 world, do you think has a good, bad, or no effect on the game? Like, how do
Um,
you look at it?
it depends if you got the balls to back it up. Like, you know, I think it's good for some players. I think it's bad for others. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it works for Ija, it works for Stefano. Uh, you know, like, I don't know. It's a tough answer. Like, yeah. You just need to have the balls to back it up, and like once you say something, there's gonna be a lot of like people not liking you for it, or always bringing it back in an argument, well, you did that 6 months ago and you said this, so blah blah blah. And like if you can handle it, it, it it's interesting for the viewers, I think. So it's a good
Yeah.
thing.
I personally think it's good for the game because the best players in any sport, they talk stuff. I mean, it's great to see them like, oh gosh, they're just passionate about the game. People call it bad sportsmanship, but it's they're just passionate about what they do, you know. And thing I mean, for instance, if you played on the Portland Trailblazers and they said, "Look, you're going to guard Michael Jordan today." When you go out on the court to go guard Michael Jordan, Michael's going to be like, "They put you on me. Oh, I'm going to have a good game." It's good for the game because he gets you upset,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
I agree.
and and I think it's good for the game. Idra, he that's how he is. He wants to talk stuff. He's really. I mean, if you think about it, when he loses a game and he rages, he's mad at himself. He's not mad at you.
Hmm. Well, nah. The way he flamed some players in the past, I'm not exactly 100% sure about that, but
I know what you I know what you mean.
yeah,
Um,
like
so
when he flamed Grubby, Drewby, and stuff.
mhm, I see what you're saying. So I finally found people were actually twittering me like this whole time, and I
Uh,
finally found it because I don't know how to use Twitter. I made it like 2 days ago. So let's just get a couple of these, and then we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap
okay.
it up. All right. So basically, from Metabolico, I think that if I said it wrong, I'm
Replay
sorry.
saved.
Um, it says, "Dear desRow, how do you feel about the current state of Terran?"
Um, Well, I'm not sure what he means by that. The game's balanced. If you're losing, just play better. Look at your replays and find the holes in your game. And if you lose to a timing attack, then try to look for timing windows where you could have slowed them down or harass or do something different. It's too easy to blame it on the game, and it's not something if you really want to get good. Balance is like talking about the weather. People love to talk about the weather so it gives them something to do. But in the end, if you really want to get good, it's a waste of time.
Mm-hmm. I see. I see. Yeah, a lot of the unbalanced thing. I mean, Blizzard did a really good job, countering different units and things like that. I think it's about as balanced as it can get. Just
Hmm.
really depends on who's using them,
Hmm.
you know. From Cud
Kudrat,
Rat.
yeah.
Yeah, Kadrat, yeah. Destro, I've noticed that you don't warp in when your warp is ready. I also see that you do it on purpose. Why do you do that?
Um. Well, he didn't mention a matchup, but he's in chat right now. Can you mention a matchup? Sometimes it's, to defend drops or stuff like that. Sometimes it's just because I'm playing bad. Sometimes it's because I'm chronoing probes and I want to have more probes. Uh, but all in all, I think I could just play better. And I don't think it's always good to do, but sometimes it's really on purpose. Or I'm not sure what kind of army composition I want, so I'm waiting a little bit. But a lot of times you can like chrono a lot of probes and power a lot of probes and just add gates instead, and then you'll be able to empty your pocket and produce. But yeah,
I see what you're saying.
because sometimes
Uh,
if you know what's going on or if you have observers out, he's not gonna attack you. Like why make units when you could just like power probes really hardcore?
I see what you're saying. That's a very good. I mean, because thinking of it, they gotta start thinking of it from on another level. I mean,
Hmm.
the top players in the world, they're thinking three moves ahead.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta constantly think of what's gonna happen later. You gotta constantly be thinking what's going on. How is this gonna affect and look at all the different aspects of it. That's why the top pros are just so good. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's why you guys are all so good. So, again. I guess we'll wrap it up right there. I want to thank you very much for having me on your stream
Yeah, no problem.
and letting me interview you and everything like that. And, really appreciate it. And
Yeah, it
you've
was
helped
fun.
a lot.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I try to ask some questions that are interesting. I don't want to ask the same boring questions,
Hmm.
you know, oh,
No,
how do you feel about this? And
no, you did a good job. I think it was I think there was a lot of questions that people don't ask in chat, and it was definitely interesting. Like it's easy for me to know if I've answered that question like 1,000 times. Like the guy about Art of the Swarm, I'm like totally sick of answering those questions. That's why I made a vlog. But no,
yeah.
it was a pretty good interview. I'm pretty happy of it.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
really am. I hope to have you again
Okay.
some other time. I wish you all the success in the world. You've helped me a lot. Really do appreciate it.
Oh yeah, you know, like when people, you know, they want to get involved and you know they're new. I like to help people. Like that's my attitude in life. Like I like to help people and you know be helpful. But yeah, I'll cut the VOD and I'll let you know so you can update the thread on TL about it.
Okay.
So
All
yeah.
right, definitely. And anybody who wants to look forward to any of my other interviews, things like that, go on Team Liquid and search the Pocket Journal series by Pocket StarCraft 29. Also, I will be putting updates on Twitter. Follow me on at PStarCraft 29, and I'm also on YouTube. If you didn't get to see the whole interview or listen to it or anything like that, I will be posting on my YouTube, youtube.com/Pocket StarCraft 29.
Okay.
All right, definitely. It's a lot of stuff to remember.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you. Thanks again, desRow. Everybody, show him some love. Stop talking so much stuff in his stream. Okay, the guy works hard. Give him a damn break. Okay.
Thanks. So,
All right, thanks.
yeah, thank you for your time.
All right, no problem. Thanks a lot, man. You be good.